Hi friends, week 3. Can you believe it? Here we go, jumping right in and moving towards the halftime show, actually. God, it's hard to believe. Couple things as we step into week 3. Number 1, grammar checks. Make sure that you're keeping up with the reading. We have 2 books that we're reading from in this course. Both are free open textbooks, free to you online. One is Amy Guptill's Writing in College, and there's a second book by me. It's called The Simple Math of Writing Well. That one you can get in print if you so choose. Has a very strange avatar-like blue picture of me on the back, sort of embarrassing. Anyway, make sure you're reading out of both. All grammar checks will come from the Simple Math of Writing Well book. A little hint, if you look at the top of the grammar check, it'll tell you exactly which chapter the information is coming from. Your first grammar check was from the introduction, which was assigned to you for week 1. From here forward, you're going to find that the chapters listed at the top of each grammar check aren't necessarily chapters that you've been assigned. Let me explain to you why. You can revisit those chapters if you want to, read them if you want to. If you have had Writing for Adults 1, LACC201, you will have already gone through those, and some of you have. If you tested directly into 202, you're fortunate that you did, but it means that we're assuming that you know the content of 201. So I would suggest that as you do each grammar check, if you're not confident of what the answer is, look in those chapters. You're welcome to look there. This is not supposed to be some sort of mysterious guessing game, and this is not something where you're not allowed to seek out help from outside sources. What we're trying to do to encourage you to do is to ponder these concepts. Be honest with yourself how much you know these basic grammar rules, because guess what? As educated adults, you simply need to know them. For example, what is the main verb in a sentence? That's something that you have to know as an educated adult. Why? Not just because we're English professors and enjoy playing with grammar, because you need to know whether or not you have a run-on sentence, a sentence fragment, or a complete and accurate sentence. If you send an email to a coworker, a subordinate, or a boss that has either a sentence fragment or a run-on sentence, if they spot it, their opinion of you will go a little bit lower. And are you going to communicate what you intended to communicate? Are you going to accomplish what you intended to accomplish? Sometimes we do. Some workplaces have an ethic where it's okay to have grammar errors. I get that. But boy, if you're in one of those, I'd be careful, because there will always be that person coming in who doesn't share that ethic, and the vast majority of the work world does not. If there's a single error, if it's somebody that I'm entrusting to fix my car, do surgery on one of my children, clean my house, fix an appliance for me, whatever it might be, if there's an error, I always think to myself, so person might be uneducated, and then it depends. What's the service that I'm asking of them? Is that okay or not? Sometimes it might be, sometimes not. In most cases, there's an element of me that wonders whether or not they're just lazy. And if that's the case, I don't really want to hire them. And I do not want people thinking that of you. So the bar is high. We're looking for 0 grammar errors. We're looking for it in your grammar checks, and we're looking for it in your writing assignments. That's your goal. The rules are not mysterious. That's the purpose of these books, is to show you that the rules are not infinite and constantly changing. They change on occasion. We'll let you know when they do. They are finite, and they're really quite simple. And I want you to emerge from this class confident in knowing them. So, grammar checks. You should be able to see right at the top of the grammar check exactly where the information is coming from. Do a little bit of homework, and then do your best. They are weighted at the low end on purpose. So it's only 10 points per grammar check. Do you remember how many points total for this course? 1,000. So that's on purpose. If you haven't done well on one, don't worry. You can still get the grade that you're hoping to earn. Writing assignments are weighted a little more steeply, because that's our purpose here. If you get a writing assignment back and you're not happy with your grade, remember, if you look in the syllabus, and I've forgotten what page it's on. I believe it's 5. Let me look quickly. Page 5 in our syllabus, there is a paragraph titled Revisions. You have the option in this class to submit a revision on any paper that has been graded, any writing assignment that has been graded and you're not happy with your score. You can earn up to 1 full grade higher once you submit it, and that full grade higher will replace the other grade. When you do that, you have up until the deadline listed on the syllabus to submit them, and it's at the very end of the term. So I would suggest waiting a little bit, learn some more, take into consideration my comments, Lauren's comments as she starts grading your work as well, and maybe send it out to other people to get some advice so that you can earn the highest score that you want to. I want you to understand that APA, sort of like the grammar rules that I mentioned earlier, is not one big mystery that's going to keep changing. APA format is a simple math formula. Is it irritating at the beginning? Yeah, a little bit. Why are those little words on the first title page running head up in the left corner? I don't really know. I'm not going to defend the American Psychological Association. That's what APA stands for and why they demand these things, but this is what's expected. This is the format that you will be asked to use throughout your time at George Fox University. It behooves you to master it in this course. Once you nail it, I would save that paper, and every time you write another paper for any professor until you get your diploma, download that paper, do a save as, give it a new title for whatever it is you're working on so that you don't have to recreate APA every time. Simple as that. We've already given you one on the top of the Foxtail page. It's an APA template that you can start with. So there should be no reason why your running head is the wrong point size or the wrong font, or that you don't have one, or that your title page is askew. If you start with that template and simply fill in your information, then it will be correct. When you use a template, whether it's your own or ours, don't forget to check through and delete any pages that you're not actually using. I cannot tell you how many times I will get papers from students that have those reference page, for example, and maybe you didn't use any references and you didn't need one, so it'll still be hanging on there from the template. Delete those and make sure that what you submit is exactly what you intend to submit. Be intentional with everything that you do before you submit it. Every period, every comma, think to yourself, do I need that there? What is the rule that dictates that it should be there? How does that help my readers to read this more cleanly and more clearly? Discussion forums, I just want to tell you that honestly, you should be earning full credit on those, and you're doing a great job. I'm very much enjoying them. I do read all of them. I don't comment on everything. I don't have time, but I do try to comment on everyone's each time that you have a new discussion forum. If you're not earning full credit, you have turned it in late. You have, and we're very strict about that because this is a discussion. So it's sort of like if you were sitting in an in-person classroom and you made your comment 20 minutes after everybody left the classroom. It doesn't mean anything. So we need you to do those on time. And so turned in on time, meeting the deadline for both the initial posts and the responses. And you have hit the word count. Pay attention to the word count. At least hit it. If you go a little bit over, that's fine, but really aim towards that. As we go through the course, you'll get a sense of what that rhythm is. Most classes that you take with us will demand something at least similar, so this kind of gets you in that pattern. And number 3, you need to edit your work. We're not looking as much for perfection on these. If you've got 1 or 2 grammar errors that you overlooked, it probably is going to be fine and you'll earn full credit. But if I, as a reader, have to reread your work because there are so many errors that I'm not understanding what you're saying to me, that will hurt you in terms of points. If you ever get a score and you're not sure, don't hesitate. Just send me an email. I'm happy to explain to you why you earned the score that you did. I hope that you are starting to learn and starting to rewrite some of those rules that perhaps you were taught. I find that a lot, that students will assume grammar rules that they were taught in their elementary or even high school years that don't necessarily hold at the collegiate level. If that's happening and you're not sure that it should be happening, maybe it's a rule that you've always positively thought was true and now I'm telling you something different. Please don't say in your mind, oh, that's just her. I'm going to go back to the old way once I leave this class. We are trying to teach you what the current knowledge is about grammar, about correct writing, what's going to be expected of you, not only the remainder of your time at George Fox, but out in the work world. We are training all of you and setting a high bar so that when you emerge into the work world, you are a person who writes without errors. What happens then is that people are able to focus on you. They're able to focus on your content, your ideas, your innovations, and they aren't sidetracked by errors that are, frankly, they make people wonder whether or not, as I said early on, uneducated, which you don't get to claim, I've already said that to you, or a little bit lazy, and you don't want that hanging over your head. So bear with us. I know it can be frustrating at the beginning here because it feels like you're getting maybe on the papers a whole lot of comments over on the right margin. Your goal is to see those shrink, and that's my goal for you, and I want to walk you in that direction. So when you have questions, send them my way. When you have frustrations, send them my way. Come and see me anytime. You need to let me know first. So I'm sure I'm on campus. If I'm ever not in my office, it often means I'm on the Newburgh campus, probably in meetings, but I'm always happy to meet with you. We can also do this kind of thing where it's a Zoom appointment. You're sitting at your house, wherever, or at work, and we can have a 10-minute conversation over video conference. That's easily done. So hang in there, jump in there, and enjoy your week. God bless.